Welcome to Session 9 of Paradise Arrested, the Labyrinth. Last time, our apostles went to assist Nereus with his situationship by trying to find the mysterious and legendary Pegasus. After completing some riddles and trying to show and bear their souls and the purity of their souls to impress the Pegasus, they ended up having to fight the legendary Medusa. Totally was not a beholder. I don't know what you're talking about.
Snake called me a hoe.
Snake did call you a hoe. It was fun. I enjoyed that part. I'm just kidding. And afterwards, you all handedly defeated the kind of witherified, potentially, Medusa, and the Pegasus was very impressed. Went on to help Nereus's loved one, and you were all presented and given the some tokens that are going to be used to fly up Kethic's Embrace, which is more powerful than the usual fly spell, but only goes in one direction. So that is where we left off, and I apologize. I forgot to say much thanks to the music today with Critical Role and Hunter Rogerson, and of course, thank you all to our listeners here today. So, Apostles, you just finished talking with the Pegasus, and you kind of have a choice here. You can either decide to find some ways to do long rest here, or if you want to fly up to Kethic's Embrace toward the zenith and find shelter there, that's fine too.
So I feel like it's going to be cold if we go up there. And, I mean, don't get me wrong, I have a weighted blanket in my bag of holding, but I don't have enough for all of you. What I'm saying is maybe we should camp out down here and then fly up and when we've...
Is it
Also
in some places
swampy?
In some places, right.
It's also probably safer up there. We could find someplace more secluded, more easily defendable than the swamp where we were just attacked by the thing that we're trying to figure out how to defeat.
In some places, when it's cold, people strip nude and huddle together for warmth.
When was the last time anyone did that for you?
Oh, goodness. I mean, it's been years now.
Change tonight?
Well, if it's cold up there, I'm just trying to be helpful. You know, I mean, if we're limited on blankets, then
You're limited on blankets. I'm set.
You don't
I have a hard time believing that all of your blankets aren't made for two, my dear.
I feel like Rohiri
Damn.
is just giving Saphira the biggest puppy dog eyes.
All right, so he's right. They are made for two, but that's going to be you.
But
a wizard of
points
your age and wisdom doesn't know how to make a tiny hut?
I haven't prepared tiny hut, but if it's a ritual, I would be able to do it.
Or better yet, a magnificent mansion.
Tiny hut. So tiny hut is a ritual, and I do have it. So I
Problem
can
solved.
cast tiny hut.
In which case, we could also do the swamp then, since we would be protected within that.
Yes. So I suppose it's simply a matter of what sort of
Is it still daytime?
It's going to be it's getting to evening time now.
How long would it take to get to the sort of mountainy area that you mentioned to camp out?
With your fly tokens, it will just be maybe a couple hours. So by the time you get there, you'll be ready to bunker down.
Or if we still have daytime, we might as well burn it.
may as well.
Okay.
Won't take more than 10 minutes to set up the hut. So
All right, you guys decide to fly?
yes.
All right. You all get your
How
tokens.
do we have to use the tokens? I want to see how Nereus uses it first before I do.
Oh.
You tell me how to use the
Um,
token.
How do you activate it?
Does it have a keyword that I have to say?
It looks like an ordinary coin that
I see.
seems to be a little flimsy-ish.
All right. Then I'm going to flip it in the air and say, heads I fly, tails I die, and hope that it lands on heads. Did it land on heads, or am I dead?
Even or odds?
Evens for heads.
You did roll a 10. I guess you're flying.
Thank God.
Lithian-
Nereus will catch the coin as it goes down and then take off into the air.
Yes.
Lithian licks one side of the coin and then sticks it to his head, and it sticks there, and he's able to fly.
Nice.
Saphira Rohiri, how are you activating your magic coins?
Sorry, I'm still back on licks the coin.
Yeah, so am I.
Do you know how dirty money is? Ugh.
It's magic. It's magic.
It's magic, yeah.
Hold on.
I don't.
Hold on. Of all the people who's licked all the things, you're gonna call me
Yeah,
out for
that's
licking
true.
a coin and say
Yeah,
it's dirty.
especially in this era where bathing isn't every day. So, you know.
All right, well, fair enough. When you're right, you're right.
You know.
Okay, but we have magical bathing.
Sure.
She's
I
she'll take the coin
prestidigitate
and
the coin first.
yeah, she'll
Abby?
take the coin and put it down into her like into the side of her stylish hiking boots and be able to take off.
Not where.
All right.
Say.
All right, Rohiri, how do you activate the magic item?
Well, now I have to come up with something different because Callie stole the damn brain cell.
Yeah, that happens. Steal the other
Shit,
brain cell.
Steal the magic for yourself.
There is no other brain cell. That's the problem. Oh god, how would she do it that isn't just sticking it in her boot?
I love how I described it as a flimsy coin and no one did the thing I thought they would do.
Break
You know
it in
what?
half.
Actually,
Yes!
yeah, Rohiri will just break it.
Perfect! That was originally what I was kind of describing. I didn't care, but this is
Listen,
funny.
I assume a flimsy coin would bend because it's soft metal.
It will, yes. That's pretty funny. So, all of you do your collective magical trick switch because you are Alcanans, you are all naturally magical inclined. And so magic items just kind of work the way you want them to work. And you feel a great rush coming from your boots into the air. And you find yourself, it's almost kind of like walking up a path, less than direct flying. So you can kind of move, side to side a little bit, but otherwise there seems to be a direct path that this is taking you. And it does not take long for all of you to be lifted high and high into the sky and up along Kethic's embrace. It seems like the areas below the rest of Elkana become smaller and smaller, like little ants on the ground. Eventually, you do find what must be the zenith point, as it is, yes, the highest point of the mountain, but it's also the one that seems the least mountain-like. You've been seeing around Kethic's embrace, and so you see how there has been areas along that's a rough and rocky surface that has shown evidence of natural erosion or brash climbers. But as you get closer to the zenith, you see instead tall, sheer cliffs. They seem more like walls than a natural mountainside. And sure enough, there is some platforms, some wide platform areas for you to stand upon. And looking around, you see what must be the entrance, as there's a carved entryway, probably no more than 100 feet from this position. So you have enough room to spread out and camp out as the sun descends into the sky.
I will. Oh. Go ahead.
Saphira gets to work because setting up camp for her takes a while. So she sets up her 2-person tent, gets out her weighted blanket. She gets out 4 big, fluffy, comfy pillows and hands one of them to each of you.
You're sharing.
Huh?
Said you're sharing.
Yeah. Listen, there's no reason. Just because we have to be out in the wild doesn't mean we all have to be uncomfortable. If I have it to share, speaking of which, she gets out 4 bottles of high-quality wine and hands one of them to each of you. She then sets up her portable shower and hot water heater that Rohirrim made for her. And then gets out a folding chair, which she plops down in, wrapped in her. She also has a comfortable robe that she puts on and wraps up in her weighted blanket.
Damn,
Not
I was
that
gonna see
I'm-
Rohirrim start to fire.
Not that I'm not thankful, but just curious. You were willing to buy and share pillows and wine, but not blankets.
Normally, I sleep with all 4 pillows, but, that would be kind of greedy.
Oh, it's a great kindness. You can sleep with 2 because I use the back of my cobbler's tools as a pillow. I need something firm for my back.
All right. As she's sitting in her chair, she starts blowing up her inflatable mattress.
I will take out a glass bead and begin the ritual, and 10 minutes later, an iridescent dome of force forms around our campsite, and the chill wind vanishes. I make the outside of it an opaque.
Uh-oh.
night
Your mic-
sky.
Okay, I think you're back. Your microphone got weird. Can you say something again?
Yeah, I make the outside of it a dark bluish black, like the color of the night sky, and then the inside is transparent, and I'll set up my camp.
Oh, here we go. I do actually have another blanket in here. It's just not a weighted blanket, so she gets out her spare blanket for Lithian, and then Nereus, she comes over to you with a poncho that she has, and she wraps a poncho around you.
Well, thank you so much.
There we go.
You know, they have things like this in the deserts that the Uruk live in.
I thought the Uruk lived in a, tundra.
Oh, or on what's it called? On the continent we used to play in, are the Uruk not there yet?
No, they're not there yet, because Scala hasn't happened yet.
All right, well then in the tundra they would
Mhm.
have something like this.
Maybe as a divination wizard, he's seen visions or dreams.
Maybe he's seen the future, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There will one day be a large desert on Terrasen.
Be a
All
large
right.
desert here one day too, right?
A large desert might be an understatement. It's going to be all desert.
That's large.
Yeah.
What is a tundra but a cold, hoar-frosted desert?
True.
That's true.
That's actually what I was thinking. I was like, I mean, it is a desert, it's just not a hot one.
Yes.
All right, well, if anyone needs more wine, I've got 26 more bottles.
Jesus.
I think I'll be all right. But I will finish this bottle.
Sounds good. It is very
okay.
high-quality wine. She did splurge on... I did spend most of my starting gold to buy 30 bottles of high-quality
She
wine.
did.
Mm.
Hell
Well,
yeah.
when you finish that bottle, Lithian will give you his.
Like ambrosia.
Do you not care for it?
I normally only partake if the moment calls for it.
She looks around at, this peak atop a mountain with no one else around. What moment would call for it more than this?
Pressure the lad if he doesn't want to drink. Perhaps you would enjoy something warm. I could either mull some honey wine, which would dilute it slightly, or we could get a tea kettle going.
What about the moment to you calls for wine, Saphira?
She thinks about that for a moment. It is cold and unpleasant. And I don't know. We're going to speak with someone that, by all accounts, probably shouldn't exist. And also half the time it feels like the world is ending. I don't know. It seems like a good time to drink.
And what exactly does the wine do for you in that moment then?
Help me not think about that when I can't do anything about it.
Dull the senses then.
Sure.
Well, since we are here in the wild, going to do something that with a labyrinth will probably be dangerous and could be accosted by the. What do we call the darkness thing again? I keep wanting to call it
Withers.
the empty. And could
Withers.
be accosted by withers at any moment. At least one of us should probably make sure that our senses are sharp.
Aren't we in a magic protection dome?
Oh yes, nothing's getting through this.
I'll still err on the side of caution.
Also, like, just gonna throw out there, if it possesses the mountain, we have bigger fucking problems.
Oh, come now. I have no idea why we have such an extenuous debate on how people wish to enjoy the evening. You don't want to drink, Lithium. There doesn't spoil anything for the rest of us.
Oh, I'm well
And,
aware.
and I don't know why we need to be so down and dour. Look at the night sky and the stars that will peer out in such a wonderful place. Sometimes, the nice thing about the isolating nature of the cold is it gives us time to sit with those thoughts. It's like a jewel in time. Also, speaking of which, I took some of your delicious wine and I have mulled it. I have added some honey and fruit, if anybody would like. Rohiri, do you like mulled wine?
You made
Sure.
sangria out of her top shelf wine?
Yes. Well, actually, in any it's more like a Christmas wine. In any mulled wine,
You add spices to it.
you warm it and add spices to it. And mulled wine
Saphira
was very
looks like
common
he's
in
gonna
Greece.
die, but okay.
I kind of want some.
Mulled wine is fantastic,
So
and it
good.
is it can be made with high quality wine. It's just it's Christmas wine is warmed, and it was very it wasn't called Christmas wine, and it wasn't made with cinnamon, but it was very popular in Greece. Although they would often put lead in it. I didn't put any lead.
That's
in
a
this.
choice.
They thought it was good for your health.
Yeah, they
So.
thought a lot of things were good for your health, so.
I'll pass some of the mulled wine. Saphira, you don't want any? It's an excellent vintage.
Isn't it though?
Ah, yes. It's so good you almost don't need to mull it.
Ah,
Ah.
she sips her
Almost.
wine.
All right, I'll pass around the bowls of mulled wine, and I'll put my my little kettle on in case anybody wants tea. I'm having a great time. We're all camping out. It's cool. It's if hot chocolate existed, he'd be making it right now.
Saphira
is
gets
how-
out a book from her bag and starts to read.
Nereus, as you look through the night sky, through this dome, these stars that you've seen all your life, the stars that you've seen shifted in so many continents you've seen before. And as you're looking up there, you think about that tower and wheel that Miro keeps talking about. That difference between what the first ring sees themselves as and what Miro preaches, what you've been searching for. That center of the wheel, of the web. Where is she? Even now, could the Prime Goddess be seeing all of this? And yet, as you look up there, one of those familiar constellations, you think just maybe beyond it, you do see that center. And then, as quick as it goes, it's off again. Always out of your reach.
Lithian, are you up?
Yes, I don't do much sleeping.
Your lady, I believe, has a particular interest in both the turning of the seasons and the spheres, does she not?
He nods.
What does she say about the transition of night over the years, the changes to the patterns of the stars? Is there any vaunted wisdom from the Warden of Nature?
I think, like many things, her words can be interpreted based on the individual and their experiences. I've always found that there is an interesting conundrum there. The world is constantly changing by its very nature, as do we. But it's something that we resist. We fear change. We think that change is bad. But by changing, we grow. By changing, we adapt. And change is inevitable. It's something that we all go through, that everything goes through. And I think in that, well, there's a reason why she is considered the prime amongst the ring. I don't know if that answers your question. It was more my thoughts than hers, I suppose.
Well, I think that's what makes them so valuable. A mortal perspective. I think that's why we've been given the charges we have. If the gods did not have some reason for us to interpret their words in the way that they do, they probably wouldn't have given us the blessings that they did. So thank you. Has she ever discussed the... I suppose I should say, I've always found it interesting between her and Miro. There is an overlap. One cannot walk between borders without seeing transition. And as the lady in charge of the transitions of the earth, innately, she sends us along a journey, even when we're still. I think so, anyway.
I might have missed the question in there, or was it just an observation?
I'm not entirely sure, but I'd agree with you. The question wasn't forthcoming. So I guess we'll just leave it as an observation.
I'll give you one more of my own, then. One of the reasons that I think that my lady sits apart from the rest of them is that her domain, seasons change, is inherently separated, different from the rest of them. When they spark, when they become divine, they all have a singular purpose. Miro can't seem to see beyond the riddles, beyond the knowledge. Our deities of bastions and of what's the other one? I want to say firepower, but I know that's not right. Is it just
Ingenuity
weapons?
and strategy is probably
Yeah.
what you're thinking of.
Ingenuity and strategy, and while that has a vast breadth that it could cover, it normally just comes down to what makes the biggest boom. Once they settle within these domains, there isn't much else they tend to see, very singular in their focus. I think that's what makes us so important, is we have to remind ourselves that despite them being gods, they are not all-seeing, they are not all-knowing, and they forget what it is to be mortal. And I think that we are there to serve as temperance.
Temperance. It's a good word for it.
That would be my observation.
It's an interesting one.
You two hear in the background a loud ka-chung, and then you hear Sphere go, "Ow! Ow!" And as when you look over, she has pulled something else out of her bag of holding. It is a full-size 50-pound iron cauldron that landed on her foot when she finally got it out because she can't lift it. And she finally gets it so it's standing upright and just grabs her foot for a moment. Ow. Okay.
Are you?
How the hell did you get that in there in the first place?
I asked someone to. Okay.
let's get that off your foot. I think.
No, we got it. It's Rohiri, could you we need snow to put in this.
Lithian just munches on a ration.
Oh, I was gonna have Rohiri heal you first.
Oh yeah, that's fair. You're able to tend that, and she then packs it up with snow, and has Nereus put some fire under it to melt it into water.
Yep.
And as soon as it melts into water, it turns into a delicious smelling, hot, hearty stew.
Oh, well,
As
isn't
this-
this a blessing?
As when you are all picking useful magic items, Saphira picked the Cauldron of Plenty, which can turn into a stew 3 times a day with just water.
And don't worry, I asked her 3 times if she was sure.
And no, it doesn't work like a hero's feast where you get any kind of bonus. You just get stew to eat.
Hey, you
Nereus
don't get
thinks-
exhaustion from starving.
Nereus thinks this is great.
Yeah.
This is
So
like,
does Saphira. She's really excited about it.
Honestly,
What's-
same.
what's that story about Nana's infinite pasta pot?
Oh
Mm.
yes,
what-
Nona's
That's what I'm thinking.
yeah, no, it's pasta. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yes,
it doesn't require her to cook. It's just magically
no,
there.
if water
Stir
is in the
more.
cauldron and stirred for 1 minute, so all she has to do is stir it, it transforms into a hearty hot stew, which can provide 1 nourishing meal for up to 4 people per gallon. The stew remains hot while in the cauldron, then cools naturally after it is removed. The outside of the cauldron remains safe to touch despite the heat of the stew. The cauldron can create stew 3 times. It then ceases to function until the next dawn when it regains all uses. So she gets out from her bag
It's
4
50
bowls.
pounds.
It is a 50-pound cauldron. Yes. So she gets out from her bag 4 bowls and 4 spoons and a ladle, and starts making handing everybody bowls of stew.
Nereus is very
Lithian,
thankful.
Thank you. Yes.
Rohiri is all about this stew.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
We put we'll say we can put 8 gallons in, so everyone gets 2 bowls of stew.
I thought you said it only makes enough for.
It makes
Per
it makes a
gallon.
nourishing meal for up to 4 people per gallon. So
Per
never mind.
gallon.
2 gallons, it makes enough for everybody to get 2 bowls.
Yeah. You could make a lot of stew, and that's
Yeah, it's a 50-pound cauldron.
at a
Yeah.
50
I
pound
like that
cauldron.
it like it.
It holds up to
limits- it
30
limits it,
gallons of
though.
liquid.
So that means if you try to give it to like a 5th person, it just disappears or something.
It's
like
just
no,
water
no,
again.
sorry, the magic can only be given to 4 people.
But
I take it as that.
I
it's
read
for
you just
full
have to put more
ration.
water in. Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
it's, I think if you wanted to divide a gallon than more than 4 people, it wouldn't count as
Yeah.
a
course.
ration for
'Cause
a
it can-
full rest.
It can hold up to 30 gallons of liquid. So theoretically, it can make
Yeah.
120 meals.
That's so stupid. Like you if you're gonna say that it can only be used for X amount of people, don't tell us how much it actually holds because
Yeah.
we'll call bullshit.
Yeah, just have it say it makes 4 meals per gallon.
That's all you had to do.
Well,
Yeah.
isn't that what it says though?
No, it says
Well,
4 people.
weirdly, it says, yeah, it can provide 1 nourishing meal for up to 4 people per
Yeah,
gallon, which
it's-
means kind of the same thing, but that's
It's
a
the
weird
same
way to
thing.
phrase that.
Yeah, it's just a weird way to put it.
But yeah, anyway,
yeah.
we have plenty of stew.
And that also
So
means
much stew.
if it can hold that many, and you only put a gallon in there, you were stirring way down
Yeah, I know.
this thing. To get...
Yeah, a fan gave this to me once.
It's
That's an odd gift.
That's what I said. Almost verbatim.
Hey, it
it's
worked
an
out though.
ingenious gift.
Hey, sometimes, the strange things pay off.
Wonder how many of these could be made.
Nereus, I bet you get a lot of gifts in your travels. What is your, I suppose, staying with the theme, you can choose
Hmm.
the most useful or odd.
Well, there are many, many odd ones. Let's see.
Saphira gives a long, 1,000-yard stare at that mention. Mhm.
Yes.
Are
there
they odd
many.
in context, though?
Well, there was a man who he was actually a traveler, an Elkanan, and apparently had heard of my coming to um, the shores before my arrival by boat, and he created well, he was a dairy farmer by trade, and he rolled a cheese wheel that was massive in diameter. I mean, larger than a horse's cart. And he had rolled it several miles from his farm to port to greet me with it. And that was interesting. I did not have a magical bag like Saphira at the time, and had quickly had to have what can only be described as the largest fondue that I have ever engaged in. So
That's a lot
that
of
was
cheese.
it was very cheesy, very cheesy.
But was it Gouda?
Ah,
Oh.
It's
ah,
probably the second or third time in his life that he has purposefully dropped a pun.
that's good. That's
How
good.
much psychic damage do we take?
Oh, I can
Mm,
roll it for you if you
I
want.
was gonna say, roll one of your side eyes, and that's it.
7 psychic damage.
Oof.
Those who
Ow! Fuck! You, like fall over like an
Those-
anime character.
Those who can't laugh at the joke get 7
She gets a
psychic
little
damage.
nosebleed and like,
Oh fuck!
oh.
Yeah, I think Nereus has healed 7 points. He's thrilled.
Exactly.
As far as the most introspective, I
Leave it to you to answer. If you give it a choice of which to answer and decide to answer both of them.
yes, I suppose that's true. I think the most introspective though that was given to me was by a young dwarven girl. It was a doll, a sackcloth doll, a quite literal rag doll. I had assisted her parents with a healing tincture based on our medical knowledge here. The woman wasn't in any sort of life-threatening danger, but she was a seeress, and I suppose there was some sort of festival of some sort coming up. It was rather important that she be available for the interpretation of portents. So I took it upon myself to offer some minor healing, and the little girl was so happy she gave me her doll. What struck me about it is that we have the exact same type here on Alcana. I mean, sometimes the children squeeze the cloth to make horns here, and hers was a bit more rotund, but there was no way that this girl had ever set foot on the continent. I was one of the first tieflings she had encountered, and she was growing up just like our children here, mostly concerned with how her mother was doing and taking what was around her to fill her imagination.
That's just the mortal condition, isn't it?
I
Wanting to have
suppose-
something small of your own to look after the way that your parents look after you.
I think it is the mortal condition. The only thing I would take from that is I don't think I would ever put just in front of it. Anyway, what about you all? Rohiri, you ever received anything particularly interesting that you didn't immediately blow up?
Do you have any idea how many hammers people tried to gift me?
Very fair.
Saphira, yeah, she's got like a long look on her face as she looks at you all. I've been given weird things sometimes.
Dicks.
If only it were so simple.
Hmm.
Know you what an ovipositor is, because I do.
That. I thought those were on insects.
So did I. But it turns out that with the right mixture of gelatin and cloth, you can make surprisingly lifelike eggs.
Do you know the tongue of a spider is called a labium?
I didn't. That's interesting.
She
You
gets
know-
out. She gets out her viol and just starts to play.
I once met an elven enclave that had a fertility totem that their wizard would animate so that you could have active sexual intercourse with it.
All right, bedtime.
Fascinating.
You know, maybe I should have taken the hammers.
Any more what? No one. All right. Well, I'm gonna have my second bowl of stew, I guess.
Even though we are safe within the hut, Lithian will still keep watch for everyone.
Sounds good.
Yes. Was there anything else people wanted to talk with each other about?
Kind of hard.
I was
to follow the
assuming
sex doll
Rohiri
did.
at least would take a watch.
You all can kind of share different hours throughout the night. You've got time to rest and do both, so. However people want to interact. We can also have it where some people are asleep and two are awake if they need to talk.
We
And,
can step outside the dome. This is the
Suppose.
opposite of the Thunderdome. There's no fighting inside of it.
Yeah, no, you have to step outside to fight.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's accurate.
So she'll step out every now and then just because she's playing her veal and she doesn't want to keep everyone up.
Lithian, if you need me to do any sort of roll for it, let me know. But he's not going to sleep if he can help it. He's going to try to stay up to keep an eye out. And I think spends probably most of the time outside of the dome just to avoid any potential questions or anything if anybody should, I guess, notice.
I suppose what I'm going to say is I'm going to need like a constitution saving throw. Otherwise, I don't know if you're going to get your long rest.
That is fine. I mean, yeah, obviously he's not doing anything extraneous, but yeah. Guess who forgot to get their dice ready?
How dare you?
The kind of the important thing. All right, con save.
Yes.
That's a +4. I need to double check something. Can I use psychic dice on a save, or is it just an ability check? Just an ability check that I am proficient with. All right. You know what? I better use a whatchamacallit for this. An inspo.
Okay.
I'd like a long rest. Like, I don't need one, but it'd be nice.
I would like you to have one.
Waha! 16?
Yeah, I was going to say 15 or above.
Cool.
All right. I will allow you to have your long
Yeah.
rest refreshed.
I think that given his line of work, it isn't uncommon to sometimes need to go a day or two staying alert. So, just depending on the situation, it can be more tiring than not. But I think having a warm dome, a fluffy pillow, an okay blanket,
Yeah.
and some stew. This is one of the easier nights to potentially stay up through if need be.
It's very true. Well, if nobody else has anything they wanted to meet up about.
I actually do.
Yep, go ahead.
So probably fairly early in the evening, Rohiri's just gonna sit down next to Saphira. So I can't help but notice you had the sword for less than 12 hours?
Look, there was a snake. and the snake wanted the sword. Well, I mean, he wanted something, but I gave him the sword and the sunglasses. It wasn't just the sword. But yeah, no, I mean, it's probably for the best. I mean, I was good at fencing. I mean, obviously we're not allowed to practice anything for war, but you do ballet long enough, you get pretty good on your feet, and well,
In theory, would you be willing to promise me you wouldn't feed another sword to a snake?
I mean, I'll tell you this. That was definitely the first time I had to feed a sword to a snake. I would be really surprised if it came up again. I mean, I can't promise that it won't, but I'd be surprised.
Uh, Fair enough. And Rohiri is going to channel Divinity Artisan's Blessing to make a new rapier for you.
Aw. Describe it.
Nice.
Describe
Uh,
rapier. Anything
think
special
it's-
about the hilt or anything?
I think it's probably fairly simple, except it's like a blued steel.
She kind of raises her eyebrows and smiles. Thank you. I can't help but think that, so Lycilia would be furious at me having a rapier, let alone given to me by Kethek's apostle. So I think doubly she's gonna hate this, but she can pound sand.
I think the look on Rohiri's face is yes, yes, very sad. Anyways,
Yeah, no, she seems very heartbroken about it. So this whole thing, like the withers, all that. It's not like the stories of like when the Devilkin came down, right?
right?
This isn't that. This is something else. And I don't know. Does it feel sometimes like we're being punished?
I don't know if punished is the right word. Can't help but think from the Unredo of Fate. What did she name herself again?
Thea.
From what Thea said, I can't help but think
Wait, which Unredo of Fate are you talking about?
the child.
Sorry, Locke.
From what Locke said, I can't help but think this is something that's been brewing for I don't even know how long.
Oh yeah, I don't mean like us specifically. I just mean our people. I was so convinced that what we were doing was right, that we were a symbol for all, and under our very noses, I don't know, it was all fake. Miro tells Nereus that there's some grand answer out there to a riddle that there is no answer like that. And Lithian, I don't know what Lithian believes. He believes that his goddess can do no wrong. And he's committed to that one way or the other. I don't know.
I wish I could tell you were wrong. At this point, it's just how can I protect the most people?
I feel like that's what it was supposed to be the whole time, and now we're only just now seeing it. She
But
kind of leans against you.
Rahiri will lean back. But how long is, I mean, effectively meaningless figureheads?
They don't live in our world. They're dependent on us, and in so many ways we are on them, but they don't have to suffer the consequences of the world they make. We do.
Unless there's no more of us left.
And even then, the consequences, they don't have to live through it, they just perish, apparently. The world is supposed to be ours, right? So why is it on Alcana that we let the divine decide for us? And I sit here wondering, why has it taken me my entire life to ask that question?
I think for vast majority of people, it's easier. You can blame having pissed off some god on a bad harvest or something like that. That's easier than maybe admitting that you fucked up at some point.
Well, I imagine this prophet will have an interesting insight.
Do we even know that she's actually still alive?
According to our God, she is.
I mean, I can't help but think 15 years is an awfully long time for an unrated to live.
It's an unspeakably long time.
Who's to say she didn't keel over yesterday while we were, or even today while we were dealing with the Pegasus?
Well, if she did, I suppose it's going to be a bummer of a report when we get back.
Yeah, I suppose so.
I hope not, because I did not come up and spend the night out here and meet a snake for nothing.
Meet a snake.
Oh, come on. Sitting under the sky isn't worth it.
Told you.
I've seen worse views.
As you both spend some time together, and Lithian, you peek your head out every once in a while and stay awake, and Nereus, you look up through the stars, think you blink and pass out for a little bit, and then it's the sunrise. And as
All
the
right.
sun begins to rise, I need everybody to make a perception roll.
Perception, you said?
Yeah, just for fun. Let's see.
Ow.
For shits and giggles.
For
23.
shits and giggles, okay?
You see the shits and the giggles.
Oh,
Two.
fuck.
16.
You wish you only saw the giggles.
18.
Okay.
32. No. 18.
All right. All four of you see as you're seeing as the sun is just starting to rise in the sky. You hear some squeaking coming from the entrance of the cave opening, the labyrinth opening. Rohiri, with your higher perception, you see these tiny creatures with red hats and little wings, you think? And as they come out of the cave, and you hear one of them go, "No, Licorice! Don't get too close to the sun! We just got out of the labyrinth!" As one of them sits to the sun and
That's
then
a
starts
fucking-
falling into the ground.
Wait. It goes into the sun and melts?
Yes.
Well, I assume its wings melt and it falls.
Yes. that's-
Okay, yeah.
Lithium.
It's licorice. It's not Icarus. It's licorice.
Yeah,
Well,
I got that. It's like a
seriously.
gnome.
Yeah, little red gnomes.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did we see the mother shell gnomes
Yeah.
except Icarus?
Yeah.
Apparently,
I'll
use-
apparently, my high quality wine also makes you see the gnomes.
I'll use
Yep.
Mage Hand just to grab it and send it down gently so it doesn't fall to its death.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you. Licorice, get back here. We just escaped the labyrinth. We must go.
Turns to Saphira. What was in that stew?
Saphira doesn't look at the stew. Saphira looks at her half-empty bottle of wine and just pours the rest out.
Right,
I think
didn't
it may have
drink the
gone
wine.
bad.
I didn't drink the wine.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, that's
the stew
true.
is the only thing we all had.
Maybe we should have cleaned the water before we put it in. Snow can be
What?
dirty.
I
Maybe
mean,
we should
up
let it
here?
boil a bit before we.
Yeah, definitely boil it next time.
Wait, but we all had the same hallucination.
Yeah, it's
Ugh.
weird.
That's not a good sign. Ah,
Anyway,
well,
nothing
time
wrong.
to go in the labyrinth. Ugh.
Before we go in, I'm gonna just poke Saphira's rapier and use Blessing of the Forge on it.
Yeah. What's that do?
Yeah. There you go.
Thank you.
So we all agree that when you made it, the hilt looks like an orchid, right?
Oh my
That's
gosh.
what we all think.
Darius.
It's an orchid with a big sword
Oh,
coming
it's a
out of it.
+1 rapier.
Fucking hell.
Oh, I'm glad Sarah's on the same page.
I know what you're talking about.
It's yeah.
Yeah,
I think
no,
it'd be very
I agree.
suitable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's very fitting.
It's an orchid with a hell of a stamen. You
yeah,
know.
I'll say. Rich's kid Rohiri. Anyway, thank you guys for indulging me. I wanted to make an Icarus joke because the story is Icarus's father helped build the labyrinth and then
Yes.
escaped.
Daedalus builds the labyrinth.
Yes.
So it's licorice,
Yeah.
but what's not
Oh,
Daedalus' name?
it's Thanalus.
Nice.
Thanos
Got
and
it.
licorice.
Wait,
I love that.
Analus?
Thane.
TH. Thanalus.
Got it. Okay, sorry. Got it.
Anyway.
Thanalus and licorice.
Yes. Thank you guys for indulging me on that. I was trying to figure out how to do that. And
When
then
you
I
said the little-
realized
The part
Little
that
red
confused the
gnomes.
fuck out of me was the little red hats. I was like, there
Yeah,
are garden gnomes?
There's red gnomes in Mother's Jail that we see that are hallucinogens.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
they drink a
okay.
mushroom wine and they see they basically see the underpants gnomes.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense, because when you said the little red hats, I was like,
No, it doesn't.
well,
He knows the joke now.
okay, it makes, yeah, the reference makes sense.
Yes, yes.
He was
All right.
trying to be nice, okay?
Yeah, I was
He
trying.
was.
To be honest, I just didn't want to know. That was a lot that you already told me, so
It's fair.
I wasn't ready to know more.
All right. Thank you guys for indulging me. That was funny. All right. Are we heading towards the entrance?
Yup.
I don't know about
so.
now. I don't. No one told me about gnomes, but I guess so.
All right.
I'm tiptoeing.
You see the carved entryway, and beyond it just seems to be darkness. That nothing, no light or anything seems to penetrate through it. Above this entrance on the stone wall, you see an old wooden sign. Enter the labyrinth. Confront your sins. And underneath, written what appears to be in blood, beware the Minotaur.
Now, they could have used paint for that. That's crazy, because that means they got hit by the Minotaur and were bleeding and said, I'm not going to patch this
Beware
up and then
Minotaur.
paint it."
Well,
That's-
I think the better part is they probably went in there not realizing there was a minotaur because the only
Right.
real sign is the thing about sins.
The sins, yeah.
So somebody went in there ready to confront their sins, got beat by a minotaur, and was like,
Yes.
"That should be the warning."
First off, someone needs to know about this Minotaur. Unfortunately, I brought no paint or bandages.
Yeah.
Did
So,
our deities make a labyrinth to guard this prophet?
That's what they told you.
That
That
this
seems
this
like a bit
definitely-
a lot.
feels like a Miro thing as well, though, right? Go and confront your sins. They're not going to tell you about the
Oh.
Minotaur.
No,
Yeah.
well, first of all, just
Right.
building a labyrinth in
Yeah.
front of your answers, that's a Miro thing.
Yeah.
Also
Right,
kind of a
right.
Kethic thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Right.
that feels
Well, it's-
like a
It's
Catholic
very
thing.
Greek. It's very Alcanon. We'll say that. There's definitely
That was the idea.
could have just had a doorbell or a gate.
Yeah.
You could have had the classic two guys. One tells the truth, one tells lie. So many ways that we could have shortened this. Labyrinth is good though. Labyrinth is good. I like a good puzzle.
Do you all walk in?
Yeah.
We didn't come all this way to just turn around because there's a labyrinth.
I got.
feel like
Can you imagine
Rohirri,
the labyrinth they
Minotaur.
told us about?
feel like
The
Rohirri
labyrinth.
swings the hammer a couple times, definitely not to show off for Saphira, and then walks into the
Oh,
labyrinth.
well then she's definitely not watching.
I will say, if the Minotaur is also a gnome who has the gnome hat, that'll be a bit much for me. I just want that to.
Yeah.
I don't know who I'm telling. But
Let me type something out real quick.
Yeah. Hold on. Changing
Draw
stats.
a little hat on the
Yeah.
token.
Yeah.
Upon stepping foot onto the threshold, you feel like you're tripping over the edge of something. You feel like you're about to faceplant on the floor when suddenly that sensation of falling ends. At first, it feels like you're somehow walking along a wall from how you fell and changed perspectives. But as you look around, the room seems to be at normal placement and gravity. That being said, the room isn't exactly normal. Before you is a path that leads toward high stone walls covered in moss, ivy, and other vegetation. The way these walls are sectioned from your point of view, it appears to be hallways, like a maze. The walls grow endlessly into a black void of a ceiling. Your exit is missing or otherwise unavailable. All there is forward. Please change your HP or any other markers if need be. Okay, good. I'm like looking at Callie's screen to make sure I did this right. As you step forward, a voice booms all around you. Apostles of the First Ring, treacherous servants to gods and country, who do you serve? Who do you betray? I curse you today with the burden of endless doubts and questions before you may find me. Oh, and do watch out for the guardian of this place. He's rather restless today. As the voice ends, you hear a roar coming from somewhere in the labyrinth, followed by the thud of hooves. Whatever monster lives here is either looking for food or playthings, perhaps both.
Mm.
Not a huge fan of the whole playthings thing.
All right.
Sort of not my bag, actually.
Yeah, I'm just gonna throw out there, are we sure the gods built this, or did the voice build this to keep everyone away?
I mean, clearly they want people to be kept out, right? I would assume. Also, by the way, so they tell you there's a guardian right when you step in.
They don't
So
say it's
what-
a Minotaur.
No, but I mean, I feel like Blood Guy could have
Also-
saved himself some
Also,
time.
you don't know this. These are personalized announcements, so
Oh.
it may not be the same thing every time.
Oh,
A
I mean,
guardian
after
could
all-
be anything. Like, I could see somebody being like, "Oh, guardian, okay, no problem," going in, and it's a minotaur, and
No,
so they
that's
come
right.
out like,
that's true.
No.
don't let them bullshit you. It's a minotaur. There's
Yeah.
a minotaur in
Listen,
there.
it is a guardian, but that really doesn't tell the
That
story.
really undersells.
Exactly.
You know, it's not a guy with a shield
Yeah.
and a notebook.
So,
All right.
I'm going to explain some things. If anyone wants to react, please do so first. If you are going to enter, I need to explain some rules, but let me know when you're ready.
We're
I'll react by
ready.
having the little anime symbol on my head that looks like a vein pulse.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
So the minute that you guys enter where there is darkness in this maze, a certain kind of shortened round of combat is going to begin.
Okay.
Each round are the heroes round and the minotaurs round. Heroes round, each of you will get your movement bonus and in normal action, but there will be some flexibility in how you use those. And basically every round you have choices of actions you can do that can help or hinder everything. But depending on those actions, that will either make the Minotaur more or less likely to hear you and come towards you. What's going to happen, and I'm going to show this handout. Basically, there are certain actions and that are going to help with the hear roll for the Minotaur. Certain actions that you do that could more or less alert to the Minotaur are going to add +1 to the hear roll. Meanwhile, if you do something that is meant to be stealthy or divert attention, then it will be a -1 to the hear roll. I will give more or less bonuses depending on what you come up with. And then I will roll a d20. And depending on that roll, the Minotaur will either move 30 feet towards you, stay in place, or walk 30 feet away from you.
Funsies.
Is there
We're
a cardboard
the-
box around?
We're the
Afraid not.
apostles of the gods. I
Yeah.
say we just go in and bang on the walls, bring the Minotaur to us, and kill
Yeah.
his ass.
And kill it. Yeah, and when we'll just stab it.
You may certainly try that, as if the Minotaur finds you, something else happens. I'm going to give you some things that will help or hinder you. If you choose to make a stealth roll, depending on whether you completely fail or over-succeed, there is a middle ground that doesn't do anything. We'll either do a +1 or -1. Be mindful of the spells you cast. I may ask certain questions about how your spell is cast and whether that will affect whether the Minotaur hears you. And I'm on some other things.
Wow, I'm feeling a little targeted by the spell one.
So I will allow you guys to have free movement up until the black, where it goes here, and then we will get started.
I
Gonna
assume
cast
we all
protection from
share
Minotaur.
vision, and you didn't go through the complicated process of learning how to do individual.
Absolutely not. You're all having shared vision.
I mean, that makes
Oh,
sense.
sorry, guys. Thank you. I'm sorry, folks.
I have telepathy, so I could just tell everybody what everybody else sees anyway.
I realize that our audience is definitely going to see the entire map, but that's okay. Our players cannot.
Time for me to get on Twitch.
Exactly.
All right, so here's what I always hated about working in groups and worrying about sneaking around is having to like go forward a little bit, then come back and let you know what's up, then go forward a little bit, and then come back and let you know what's up. Terrible. So I'm just gonna go to the end, and I'll leave little marks on the wall, and hopefully you see them and follow.
Well,
All right.
we're all moving at the same time,
Oh,
so it's a little different.
Does Saphira have like an endless spool of thread by any chance?
Yeah, did anybody give
In my little bag of wonders.
Yeah.
Let me see what I have here.
Okay, I'm going to start revealing areas so that you guys can start making decisions.
should we be worried about like rolling a stealth to begin with, or like certain things will happen that will?
I
we'll
have
decide if we want
50
to do
feet of
stealth.
hempen rope and 50 feet of silk rope. Never,
Oh,
don't ask
not
what the
quite as
silk rope
much
is
as-
for.
Making choices to do stealth can have a chance of the Minotaur getting away from you.
Right,
Or
I'm
not
just
coming
wondering,
closer.
like, if we'll be prompted, like, do you want to do stealth here or not, or should we be choosing now to be doing it?
I would probably choose sooner than later.
Okay, well, let's all go ahead and be.
Yeah, I mean, let's be stealthy.
You
All
don't
right.
want me trying that.
I mean, but if
I
if
But
you're
that's-
not,
But that's okay. Like, you can also just because again, it's going to choosing you because failing a stealth can be more dangerous than not doing
Oh,
a stealth.
right.
But
Oh,
choosing
okay.
to stealth can make things better.
Yeah, I'm just gonna point out real quick. Rohiri has both -1 and disadvantage on stealth.
Lithian will reach up and put a hand on your shoulder and cast Enhance Ability, Cat's Grace, and little purple beads of like magic start to sort of appear around you and then cling to the edges of your armor, so when they clack up against each other, they don't make any noise.
All right. You all can start moving your normal movement speed.
Should we
for your
all
round.
make our?
Why don't we go with? Are we going in order? I'm assuming.
It can be whatever order you guys want.
All right.
We'll keep
well, let's
Lithian
just-
in front to take any first hits of traps or whatever bullshit.
all right.
Oh wait, no, Rohiri's
We only
like
get 30 feet, right?
Yep.
You
Oh,
get whatever
you
your
wanna say-
movement
oh, I
speed
see,
is.
I see.
Well, you can move more of your movement if you want to by using an action, but it will make it hard to do stealth.
Yeah, no, we'll
5,
just
10, 15,
move
20, 25,
30 at a time.
35. Well, I've got 40 movement.
Wait, Rahir, are you cleric or fighter?
Cleric.
All right, so
I
Neris
got
is your stealth at 10. Yep, you
Yeah, I
are
got
not
it.
no negative penalties for that one.
Fuck
Um,
yeah.
What about who else is doing something? And
I'm
also, you can do actions to try to make sure that the Minotaur maybe is led away from you guys. Just
Sarah,
tell me
this
what
is
you
the
want to do.
hardest
Are
to
you
read
going
die
to
ever.
keep the here totals secret?
Nope, I will tell you before I roll.
Oh, then we probably shouldn't be doing stealth checks because we have nothing to benefit. If we're at 0 right now, we can't get negative here checks.
Sorry, that was
But you can-
sorry.
but you
I
can get a-
roll every time. So you guys are you're gonna take actions that will either give you bonuses or minuses, and then I roll a d20 with that score, and that determines what the Minotaur
I
does
understand.
that round.
Okay,
And then
okay,
we
all
start
right.
over.
Right.
In that case, then my stealth check is 23.
All right, that will be because Neris, you tried but didn't quite get the level I'm looking for. But because Lithian got so high, I will do +2 between the two of you.
Okay.
I got a 29 on my
Or, I'm
stealth.
sorry, -2 actually is what I'm looking for because I think I did this backwards.
Yeah, minus is
Sorry,
good.
minus
Minus
2.
is good.
Yeah, we want minus. Sorry, but that's fine.
Okay. What does enhance ability actually do? Does that just get rid of the disadvantage, or?
It gives you advantage,
You
which
have
would
advantage,
cancel it.
so cancel.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that it didn't also add something to the roll, because you would think with enhance ability.
Sarah, I got a 29 on my stealth.
Very good. I'll make
Minus
that
1 is a 14 for Rohiri.
All right, we have a +4 bonus for the round. Does anybody want to do anything else like bonus action stuff?
Uh,
I'm going to give a Bardic Inspo to Rohiri in case she needs it.
Okay.
I could. Let me see something. How far is it? 30 feet?
Yes.
Or no, sorry. I'm talking about a spell I'm looking at.
Fair enough.
Okay, I can use Minor Illusion to make the sound of footsteps going in a different direction.
There you go.
Because
Yep.
I have 30-foot range on it, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm gonna
Okay.
make the sound of footsteps going a different direction.
What I'm gonna do for that is I will basically you're gonna get another -1 for this round and another -1 for how long does that spell last?
It's instant, so
Just
Just-
for a round.
basically just for a round, yeah.
Because you spent a spell slot, I'm assuming to do that.
It's a cantrip.
It's a
so-
cantrip. Oh,
Yep.
okay. I'm just gonna make it then it's another -1 for this round then.
Yep.
So you guys have a total, I think I said of -5. Although yep, okay, because here you got 14 and you'd have a 15 above, but because Saphira rolled so high, that happens for you too. Okay. The stealth roll basically, if you roll under a 10, it's a +1 to here, like you fucked up. If you roll between 10 and 15, nothing really happens. 15 and above, you get a +1 at least to your roll. I'm just adding that anyone who gets +20 can help a fellow friend get another -1 to the roll. All right, so -5 total. Let us roll and see what the Minotaur does. That's a 7, so for sure the Minotaur is moving away from you guys.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here, Minotaur.
Fucking Minotaurs.
Looking at
5,
him.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30. All right, he has been led astray.
10, 15, 20,
All right.
25, 30.
Go
like
ahead,
so
you
many
guys.
of us have.
All right. 5,
right, let's go.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And then I've got 10 more feet of movement.
Do it. Haha, you're dead.
Let me just reveal
We got
this
you.
real quick because you would see this. Okay. All right. Anything else you guys? Are you guys going to do any stealth checks or anything else to... the Minotaur is away from you right now.
I'll give a
Yeah,
Bardic Inspo
he
to
can go further away
Nereus.
still, right?
Oh,
Thank
yeah. Every
Yeah,
round.
then
If you guys
then-
do this right, you will never cross him.
23 again on
Good.
stealth.
All right. I got your
You're-
-1 and a possible -1 to someone else. Go ahead.
Your Bardic's a D10, Kelly?
yeah.
Alright. Let's do a little, not perception, stealth.
15 for my stealth.
Okay. You're good. -1.
Oh, fuck my whole
Hey,
ass.
15
Plus
minus 1 for 15.
All right, so I got a 3. Hold on, I gotta roll a d10. It was about to land on 17, and then it landed on 1. Hold on. This is gonna be a 10. It's an 8.
That gets you
Okay,
to
so
11. That's pretty
no
good.
-1 then.
Yeah.
Whew.
Sorry, no +1. Excuse
That's
me.
why Bardic
Na-
Inspo kicks ass.
Nereus, he's about to rip a huge fart that would echo, but thanks to Bardic Inspo, he goes, no, not today.
Rohiri, what did you roll?
There's a lady about.
16
there's a
minus 1
lady.
for 15.
All right, so that, and actually Lithian rolled over 20, so -4. All right, let's see what happens. That was an 8. He's still walking away.
Yo, this guy's got wax in his ears. Let's go.
Very
5,
quiet.
10.
Let's go. I'm hunting minotaurs.
5, 10, 15.
Oh.
So 1 second before you move, because you're gonna want you would see this. Sorry,
Oh, okay.
you would absolutely.
If it's a
Up
gnome, I'm
ahead
gonna
of-
kill it.
Up ahead of you, there is a glittering green sphere.
Ooh.
There are words in it, but you would have to go. I will allow you to go closer because you are finally here. We will not do rolls this round.
25 feet of movement expended. I got 15 left. What do I see on the sphere?
Yeah. Sorry, 1 second. As you approach this green orb, you see words float to the surface. Only the obedient executor. Only the obedient executor may touch this orb. All others will perish.
The obedient
Executor.
Lithian, I think this one's talking about you.
Gotta be Lithian, right? Lithian's
Oh,
the one that
Are you
does.
not a good girl, Saphira?
Well, it wants an obedient executor, and she looks at the rapier she's holding. I don't think I qualify.
Well, it's supposed
Executor meaning like an administrator
Mhm.
or someone who.
Yeah, it wants
does
a diligent bureaucrat. So that sounds like you.
No, if only you knew.
It wants HR.
So what is this? It's like a
You can touch
green
the
orb.
Green
it's an
orb.
orb. All right, yeah, he'll reach out and place his hand on the orb then.
All right. Sorry.
And he drops dead.
And they go,
Yeah.
wrong!
Wrong.
Oops, Fear guessed wrong.
Wrong. It was Rohiri, because Rohiri's god says blow shit up, and Rohiri blows it up.
I'm actually going to transition to the roleplay look for our audience members, and it will make sense why. Lithian, as you touch the green orb, I will do that if your cameras show up, but your cameras are not showing up.
We're
Oh.
here, guys.
Try maximizing
Maximizing what?
the video ninja window again for a moment. See if that...
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Okay.
Cool. Lithian, as you touch the green orb, the room darkens again, and it does for the rest of you as well. And when everyone opens your eyes again, the three of you, it kind of feels like you're almost watching this like a passive attendant. But for you, Lithian, you seem to be back home. You're standing in Helene's altar in Ter Helene. Behind
Oh,
you
Okay.
are muffled voices, but your attention is taken by the familiar swirl of Helene's appearance. Lithian, excellent work in rounding up these fools. She motions behind you, and it only takes a second to recognize all 7 apostles, hands tied, mouths muffled, and beaten down in acceptance of their fate. Let us go one by one, and you tell me who deserves to live or die for their crimes.
Said she looks different in what way?
No, she looks the same to you. I don't think I said she looks
Oh.
different.
Okay.
She's just swirls in front of you. It's just that this room is this room is familiar.
Gotcha.
Everine, oh, go ahead.
Is this? I guess I'm wondering how this affects his mind. Like, am I aware that I am in like a vision now, or is it more like my psyche or my mind has been put into a situation that it believes? Does that make sense?
Everything feels real to you, And I would say that while your mind might holds memories of being in a labyrinth, you are still feeling drawn to your usual behaviors. Does that make sense?
Yes. So who are the Everine? Is the other three here
We're-
too? Is Seven all of us?
All of you.
Oh, interesting.
She's going to point to Everine first. He looks bleak as his skin seems to stretch and sag from the withers originally inside him. And Helne speaks. He betrayed his god and country by working for the enemy and attacking innocents. Does he deserve to live or die?
Is he now free of the withers?
He looks at you with a cold sneer that you recall from the battle.
He would kind of hunch down in front of him to be able to look at him and speak with him. It's also a bit weird that everyone is here at the same time to be given judgment.
Mhm.
Everine, you didn't really give us much of a reasoning in that graveyard. Why did you do what you did?
This world's gonna die anyway. Just take it all with me. Nothing you would understand.
So because destruction comes, bring it sooner?
Yes.
Can I do like an insight? Like his mind seems pretty gone.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, cat. Oh, I think I get advantage on those. Thank God. That is a 26.
This man seems about as gone can be. He, you used to know Everine. He had a very logical mind. This almost seems more like a puppet, a facsimile of the man you once knew. But you're not seeing any evidence of the old Everine here.
Everine does not deserve punishment, but he does deserve mercy for whatever it is that happened to him. He will only bring more destruction and pain.
Very well. She then motions to the one next to him, Arya. She is also slumped on the floor, tied up, muffled, as tears streaming down her face as her body is slumped on the ground. She had information on Everine that could have prevented this disaster. What do you say? What is her fate?
Her crime is that she did not report Everine.
Precisely. She knew and waited too long. By the time anything was told, Everine was gone and it was far too late to do anything about it.
Does that line up? DM, this is Robbie.
What you know is that Arya had gone to Nereus after several weeks of reaching out to Everine, trying to figure out what he was doing, and him refusing her, and her knowing something was wrong. And she finally approached Nereus when she heard Everine had returned.
Right, knew something
And that's why we went to the
was
graveyard.
wrong, but not that he was
Mm-hmm.
necessarily corrupt or evil.
Yeah, we assume she didn't know he was evil. She definitely didn't know it was Withers. We know
Right.
that because
Correct, yeah.
Yeah.
No, she has no culpability in this. She acted within her responsibilities. There's often when us apostles have to go out on our own and make decisions that others aren't privy to. She trusted in Everine when she always has.
I see. Very well. What about Irida? Irida just glares at you, but winces in pain whenever she tries to move. Remember how she almost lost her temper at the last Spark Festival for the god of sportsmanship? Such a shameful display for the apostle to the goddess of strategy. What should her fate be?
Not being able to temper her emotions is hardly worthy of death. That would be a waste of someone with her talents. She deserves a chance to learn and to grow, to change like the seasons.
I see. What about Theord? Theord lies on his side and is quivering like a pathetic child. He's secretly been helping to create weapons in times of peace and doesn't have the strength to even protect his god's business as he does so. What should his fate be?
Can I make some sort of insight check just at this situation now? As the first one made sense because corrupted wants to destroy everything, and now it's just like, hey, look, this person had a little hissy fit. Should we kill him? Like it's definitely
can if you
getting
want.
weirder and weirder. Yeah,
You can if you want.
that is a. Oh wait, I get advantage. Ha! Should I take the 18 or the 1? 29.
I mean, this certainly seems like Helene being surprisingly more forceful.
Yeah.
More what's the word I'm looking for?
I'd like to look
But-
at the rest of them. How's everybody else kind of set like in this moment?
Everyone is it looks like something or you managed to beat down everybody until they are submitting to your judgment.
And then brought them in.
Mm-hmm.
Nereus, Rohirri, and
Oh yes. We'll get to them.
I think he's gonna walk past Theord down to Nereus. Are they all gagged as well?
Oh yes.
He removes Nereus's gag. What's your crime, Nereus? Why are you here?
Oh, Helene speaks again. They are much too scared to face you themselves. But if Nereus is the one you're looking at, truthfully, I don't know why Miro keeps him around. He's objectively too old for this, don't you think? There are more important things that an apostle must be able to do. He's one stiff breeze away from death's door. Shouldn't you do the right thing?
They're all too scared to speak to me, huh?
Where is Saphira? Where to begin? She's getting too old, relatively, for what she's made to do. You already alerted her clergy of her drug use, and they didn't do anything about it. She's a pitiful embarrassment to the apostles. Don't make me spell it out for you. And Rohirri. She destroys her own family's buildings for some kind of point. She carves a destructive path with flimsy excuses like Kethek ordered her to. She's too dangerous to keep around.
He removes Rohirri's gag, knowing that even in defeat, that fear of speaking is probably not something that she would exhibit. Just see if she says anything.
Rohirri,
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of weird. You're having like an out-of-body experience here right now. Like you can't quite control your limbs or your speech very well. But what do you think your automatic response might be being taken by Lithian into custody of some kind, being judged?
Oh shit. Nothing good.
Sarah, just out of curiosity, can the three of us see this happening?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I thought so.
Right. All right, well, fair enough then.
You fucking narc.
Yeah, we can all see it.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely think that I tried to talk, and then was like, "Oh, I can't talk for some reason."
Well,
And
yeah,
then
but
I
we
was
were
told
talking during a show.
And then I was told you're too scared, and I was like, "Oh shit, you know what? I am too scared."
Yeah, I feel like Rohirri would either tell him to go fuck himself or spit in his face.
We'll say you spin his face. That's fine.
All right, that.
Is it like a goober one?
Oh.
Well, he was starting to think that this wasn't real, but that's what
That's-
Rohirri would
that's
do.
legit.
So maybe it is. Maybe this is real.
Auto fail that wisdom save after that. You're like, that's
Mhm.
genuine. There's no way.
Well,
No,
what are their fates to be?
my lady, none of them deserve death or being who they are. He turns to Helene. What is this? This is not how we normally do things. Is this a test of some sort?
There's a bit of a wry smile on her face as she snaps her fingers, and you hear screams from the apostles. Nereus, Saphir, and Rohirri, all of you feel immense pain. The vines that were used to constrain you feel like it's sapping your very life force. As Helene simply shakes her head. Oh, Lithian. You always did believe you knew what was best. Always felt that here you are, able to make the hard decisions. And as she speaks, something then suddenly morphs, and it's not her voice anymore. It's the voice you heard booming in the labyrinth for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
You who uses duplicity in service to a higher power, and yet believes himself important enough to command others, or even a goddess, on what is best. And then it morphs back into Helene's visage as she snaps her fingers. And on your left arm, suddenly, is this... there's a familiar, it's not the withers, but a sort of greenish black goo that's trying to eat away at your skin. And for a moment, you think of Viserys, the ex-apostle before you, and his missing arm. As Helene merely shakes her head. I suppose that this is all there is left to you, Lithian. I will have no need of your services now. And with that, Saphira, Nereus, and Rohirri, while still being in pain, you are, from the shock of that pain, you are suddenly back into your bodies and able to move. As Lithian has something eating away at his arm, and Helene has dismissed him. What are you all gonna do?
Are they in this vision now
Yes.
as well?
Yes, they are able to...
We can move in the vision now.
Yep, you have full control. You're in a lot of pain, but you got full control.
Does the thing on my arm hurt?
Oh, yes.
It's necrotizing fasciitis.
Yep.
All
I
right.
think he would try to bear the pain, and I think that he assumes this is all still a vision and it's not really happening. So he just kind of tries to bear it as he looks at it. I don't know who or what you are, but you got part of that, correct? I don't think that I know what is right. But I do like to think that with the information given, I act in a way that I believe and hope will lead to the best outcome. And if that is the worst of my crimes, then so be it.
Then it looks like that you will no longer have the power to be able to do so.
I
I
can
go over
cast.
and try and like.
Okay.
Is it like it's like viscous on his arm?
Yeah, it's I mean it's like plant material, viscous, but it's burning.
It's like a
Okay.
it's like a gelatinous
Yeah.
cube is just encased my arm.
Yeah. Go ahead and
Gross.
roll. Go ahead and
Do I
roll a
get-
1d6.
Do I get a gel arm? Me? Or
Yeah, roll a 1d6. Yep, you Lithian.
I'm gonna use the one with flowers on it.
Nereus, you got a thought on getting this shit off?
One?
Yes.
All right, take 1 point damage.
But first, we need to know the source. I'm going to cast Detect Magic and see if the viscous thing is magic and if it has a type of school attached to it.
Everything in this room is strange because there is a lot of illusion magic happening here, but there's also, what are the schools of magic? I don't want to just say evocation. 'Cause that's-
Illusion, necromancy, conjuration,
Transmutation.
transmutation,
Yeah. Sorry, I just want to kind of feel like I know what I'm.
enchantment, evocation, abjuration.
as that is being cast and Nearest trying to figure out what magic this is,
What's usually like?
Lithian has an idea to try and test whether or not he believes this is like really Helene
Sure.
or not. He is going to use Veil of the Changing Seasons from his empowered legendary item from Helene, believing that if this is true and he has been dismissed and she's taken his power, lost all faith in him, that it wouldn't work, and is going to teleport just 5 feet away in hopes that doing so, the gooey stuff doesn't come with him.
Yeah, or
Um,
at least to show that you're still in her blessing.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna say that this is illusion and transmutation magic going on here.
Okay.
So it's an illusion, but this shit feels real.
It's actually
Illusion.
altering you.
Illusion mutation.
Lithian, let me ask you this question.
Mm-hmm.
How much are you willing to stake on believing in Helene? And whether she's forsaken you?
He doesn't believe that she has. I think that in his mind, that if a day ever comes where he needs to step down or that he needs to be replaced, that given his service and the relationship that they've had and the way that he sort of approaches and views himself as a tool of the gods, that he knows eventually that day will come when he will need to step down, and he believes that she would tell him that and allow him to do so gracefully, and that this seems very out of character for her.
So your magic at first with the magic item, there is a little bit of a fizzle, and then you do move successfully, but that thing's still on your arm. Take another 1d6 of damage.
What kind of damage is it?
It is necrotic.
All right,
It-
Saphira's gonna put like
It
a
is transmutating. I could try to dispel it, and if that doesn't work, we could attempt restoration, assuming that our cleric
Well,
has
he-
restoration prepared.
He holds
You
his
all
hands
do,
out towards you.
You all do need to sort of find a way to escape yourselves too, by the way.
Okay, well, start with him. I'm just gonna try and pull this shit off.
All right, go ahead and make some strength checks for me.
Ooh, okay.
You can maybe.
Oh, hold on. They're all like tied up.
Yeah. With
Oh,
bodies.
Oh.
then
Sorry, I didn't know about
I'll throw 2 quick psychic daggers at the bindings of Nereus and Rohirri.
All
Go
right,
ahead
thank
and
you.
make rolls, please.
Yo, if the rolls are bad enough, what? Does it stick in our chest and it's over? It's,
That is a 15
It's 'cause
and
he's
a
throwing it.
16.
Yeah, you're good. It's because he was throwing it. If you
No,
had gone
I know.
approached.
I know.
No, I'm cool. I just went swing, swing, and
Yeah.
the ropes
Right.
go.
Rohirri and Nereus are good. You were just I just knew you could be able to cast the spell, so I wasn't worried about that. But no, Lithian, you're still you still got that thing on your arm.
You just let me know when I have to take damage, and I'll walk up to Nereus and hold it out as it's eating away.
Okay. Here's the
I
question.
rolled a 0 for my strength to try to burst the vines.
You're not getting through.
Rohirri's probably going to Saphira to get her.
That's why I got
Out.
Rohirri and
You're
not
fine then.
Saphira out.
You're fine.
Um,
You're free, Sphera. Go ahead, Nereus.
Sarah, the question is this as powerful as a spell effect of 3rd level or lower? Is it more powerful than a spell effect of 3rd level, or than a 4th level or higher? Or does Dispel Magic just fail because it's not a magical effect that can be dispelled that way?
I'm
The reason
yeah.
I ask is if it's effectively 3rd level or lower, Dispel Magic just works.
yeah,
If it's
yeah.
higher, I have to make a roll, and obviously if Dispel Magic doesn't work, I still spend the spell slot, but it doesn't do anything. So
Yeah, I would say that specifically the thing on his arm you will need to make a roll for. There is
Okay,
a chance for it to work.
But it's
Um,
all right.
this particular effect, the whole room, no, it's just gonna fizzle.
Yeah, I'm not sure. So I have to focus on one effect anyway. It's
Yep.
not like a blast in an area that affects everything.
Yep.
So I'm not trying to dispel the illusion. I'm just trying to dispel the thing on him. So if I have to make a check on that, the DC is 10 plus the spell's level, and I make an ability check using my spellcasting ability. So that is intelligence, and
I will also give you a Rogian inspiration
thank you. What's the
With-
die on that?
with my psychic thing. I can't actually do that. That'd be cool.
Oh, damn.
I was confused for a second. I was like,
What-
Psychically bolster.
What about a bardic? Maybe we could get a bardic on this bad boy?
Saphira
Someone's being petty right now.
glances over, but no, she would give the bardic.
Okay.
All right. It's Nereus. He asked with puppy dog eyes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Old
cool.
like Basset Hound eyes.
Yeah, just old Basset Hound eyes. Yeah, baby. Okay. So 23 before the D10, and then with the D10.
Well, don't waste the D10. You already rolled a 23.
Yeah, I guess.
It's not going to be a
23
13th level spell.
It might
You're-
be. It might be.
You are good. That being
All right.
said, I wanted Saphira to expend that because the whole point is you're all working together. So, all of
Love
you,
Saphira to have been like, I'm busy untying Rohirri, or
Quick.
being untied by Rohirri.
Everybody form a circle around him holding hands.
you don't
with
need
all-
to go
Begin
that
to
far.
say-
with all of you,
Kumbaya, my lord.
with all of
Oh,
you
God.
working together to remove this necrotic plant goo from Lithian's arm. Lithian, you are finally free, and your arm has not fallen off from gangrene infection. And with that, the room starts to darken as you hear that voice again from before. Lithian, the obedient executor and the impudent executioner. It is finished. And then you guys are returned to the labyrinth.
Do I need to heal Lithian?
He took that damage, yeah. If you want to heal him.
How much was it total?
7 so far. Like I'm not like
Yeah.
in like dire straits or anything like that.
And
There you go.
as that finishes, the orb that you had touched shrinks and falls into your hands, Lithian. It looks like this might be important to keep.
Well, I guess I better
We're gonna have to find more of those, aren't we?
put it into my pocket then.
Well, it's good to know that we
Joy.
can look forward to both painful observation and chastisement from the.
Is that voice like speaking and echoing and booming out loud, or is it like is it in our heads?
It's in all of you. It's out loud. Sorry.
Okay. Then
No,
he
I'm
would-
sorry. It's in your head. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I
it's-
was gonna say that's a hell of a speaker system.
Yeah, no, sorry, I got them mixed up. No, it's all, but you all do hear it always.
Sure.
When it was in that illusion, it was like a different voice when it was taken over Helene that did
Right,
sound
right.
like it was speaking out loud, but in
Mhm.
general, this has been in your head.
What we know about this on Rado is that they can they have like divination sort of powers. They see like the future, or
Not the future. They seem to see like inner hidden truths, painful truths, perhaps.
He would reply to that last thing that they had said, and whether or not this reaches them, I don't know. But I think he's going to assume that because there seems to be some psychic connection to him, that maybe he can reach back through that. And if not, it's fine. It doesn't hear. But at the comment of him being an impudent executioner, I think that he would say that for all the lives that he has taken, he has had the utmost respect for them.
You don't hear anything back. If she heard or not, she seemed to not answer. All
Looking
right.
around to face his
Go ahead.
comrades.
Decidedly unpleasant.
I would say so.
Yeah, that was a lot.
The illusion.
Taking a look at his arm that is now freshly healed. I think we've all definitely been through worse, and sure, this is just the beginning, so steel yourselves.
Yeah, well, let's hope it stays that way.
We
Uh,
do need to be careful, though.
Yeah, do we... Okay, I was gonna ask if we can move yet or not.
You can go ahead and do your round.
Oh, sorry. 5, 10, 15, 20. Is there just plant here? It's hard to tell.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, yeah.
Oh,
then-
there is.
So
Lithia was definitely
40.
facing that wall, and then like I'm gonna go this. Oh nope, that's
Sorry, guys.
Damn.
That's a plant.
Here, I can do... Hold on. This will help. Okay. Hopefully that
Yeah.
reveals a little bit better.
It's important that we recognize
also-
that we are actually in these illusions.
natural 20 for 32 for my stealth check as I stare at the wall.
All right. Very good. What
Oh,
else
yeah.
are people doing?
I mean, I'll stealth, I guess.
And there is... You can use your cantrip again.
I will use my cantrip again.
Okay.
Yeah, baby, 19.
All right. Right now we've got -3. Are Saphira and Rohiri doing anything special?
Yeah, but give me a second to read a spell
16
before
for
I decide
myself.
on
You're good?
exactly what I'm doing.
I mean, if we're doing minuses, can we bring Thaco back?
I probably should have done it the other way, but my brain was worried about something.
No,
I, think if
I
did
get
the
it.
other way, so I just did it
I
this
mean,
way.
in a way, all you've done is it's the Minotaur's role.
Yeah,
So the idea is that the Minotaur is penalized by our actions.
right.
So I get it. It
Alright.
makes sense.
Cantrip I was looking at doesn't do what I was kind of hoping for,
Okay.
or at least not to the extent that I was hoping it would, so I'm just going to try stealth.
Okay.
Nat 20 for 19.
God
Damn.
damn.
All right. -5, folks.
I did make sure to roll concentration checks for my enhanced ability, and I made them.
Nice, nice.
Wow, I need to put this die away because these rolls suck. Anyway, he's moving away from y'all again.
This dude's gonna go out the labyrinth.
I
We're
was
gonna
like-
get him.
I know.
This guy's
So-
gonna be back in like Tier Lycilia.
The
Yeah.
worst guardian of
Yeah.
the labyrinth.
He's
we
like-
did it.
Beware the Minotaur. We would if we saw him.
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe he just has social anxiety. He's like, oh, guess, no shit, no.
No
He's
shit.
I mean,
Place
we
is
haven't.
a wreck.
All right.
Yeah,
no,
but-
we're gonna come out of the labyrinth like we did it. We got through the labyrinth, and we're gonna go back to like the closest Terlycilia, and it's just wrecked, and we're like,
There's just a
we did it.
Minotaur
We
stand
saved the
in the
city.
middle, like.
I'm just, I know you're going to immediately see these things, so I'm just kind of showing
Yeah,
what you're
I mean,
noticing.
I'm gonna
I think-
assume that Saphira is gonna see like the way right and way left and be like,
Yep.
All right, well, probably a safe bet that another of our orbs we need might be up there. So that's 10.
Go ahead and
15,
move again, guys.
25, 30.
Perfect.
Go after Saphira.
I'll be back here.
35, 40.
If it's my orb, I'm not touching it.
It's better. I found a very stereotypical treasure chest.
Sorry, guys.
Oh my
I found
God.
what can only be a treasure chest.
I will.
Oh.
What does the mythology say about treasure chests in the labyrinth?
Wait, were there pirates?
What do you guys? Are you guys doing anything before I roll for the Minotaur?
Stealth, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, we're taking that
Might as
treasure
well.
chest. What are you talking about?
That is a 20. Sorry, 30, 31, 31.
Press
I-
to digitate again.
I got an 18.
Okay.
I'll press my digitate.
Or
Stop
here you-
pressing your digitate.
I'm
what are
doing
the component? What are? How do you cast
13.
precipitation? What is?
Let me see.
I got a
Verbal
3 on the
somatic?
stealth roll.
Verbal and somatic.
Sorry.
What's sorry?
Verbal is +1 to the Minotaur.
That's fine.
So I shouldn't use it.
Well, you don't know till you did it.
I
Yeah.
love the idea though that you're like I'm gonna make footsteps going the other way, but like you have to talk as you're doing it. So now people
Yeah.
are just like,
Well, actually,
Yeah.
actually,
d-
what I do is I'm a ventriloquist. So I just my
you
my-
throw the verbal component.
yeah, my verbal component is the sound of footsteps. So it's actually just double the sound of footsteps.
All right. Well, we're gonna
So-
do -3 this roll, I think.
I take out a pair of coconuts, and I make the
right.
sound.
He's
I'm a
moving
horse.
away. I keep rolling like shit, so.
I go,
5,
guys, those coconuts killed it. I nailed it with those.
Oh, jeez. All right. It's fine, guys. I'm fine. All right. You open the treasure chest.
Yeah.
Can somebody roll me a d6?
I
Go
do
for it,
say-
Saphira. You're right there.
Yeah, do it. See if it's a mimic.
Well, is it a 6 or a 1 on this dice? It's a 6.
Next verbal component spell is quieted.
Oh, hey. Here you
Finally.
go. Here you go, Nereus.
I go. My
Okay.
big thumb.
All right. Go ahead and keep moving, folks.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40.
And, like, I'm not gonna... If you need to, like, move within 5 feet to get forward, I'm not... That's fine.
Yeah,
That way I'm not
checking.
standing on Lithian.
Exactly.
I-
Yeah, it's fine.
I'm just checking my other
Yep.
spells.
That's only an 18 stealth for this round.
18 is
5.
still good. You just don't get to help somebody.
I got a
who-
30.
Okay, well, you do help somebody who failed.
I
7.
got and my axe. Where is it? Stealth, and I will cast what's it called? I'll cast Prestidigitation, so that's -1.
Okay.
There's no verbal components, and then 17
Okay.
for stealth.
All right. Right now we're at a -4, which has been pretty good for you guys so far, unless Rohiri wants to do anything special. But otherwise, it'll be a -4.
I rolled 7.
All right. So that'll be -3. And I'm gonna use another die because these dice suck.
Welcome to my world.
Ooh, no, that's a 20.
Oh, but wait, didn't Saphira roll like a 30? Doesn't that offset?
Oh, you're right. Well, it
Well,
would
it's
be
still
4
a
then.
16. It
Yeah,
would still.
16.
Oh,
He
I
finally
thought
gets to
you-
move closer to us.
He does get to move closer. Yeah, I did the math that, like, if it was minus or +4, a 20 or a 1 could offset it, so.
We're gonna cast.
15, 20, 25, 30. Oh, man.
I cast a spell Minotaur.
All right, hold on.
An oddly specific spell.
Also, you guys can stand on top of each other, except in combat.
Yeah.
5, 10, 15, 20. I can go up and get the treasure chest.
Do it, nerd.
You do hear breathing as you pass.
That's just me.
In fact, well, we'll figure that out. Let's see what everybody does first with this roll, because this could be fun.
I will stealth around the corner with a 28.
All right, 28.
Saphira's opening the chest.
Okay.
I got a 10 this time.
All right, so doesn't hurt anything, but you got 28, so it'll be
All right,
-2.
here comes my nat 20 stealth, guys. You guys are not fucking ready. I'm gonna
I
nat
got a
20 this.
17. It's pretty good.
Nat 20. I got a 12.
Okay, doesn't hurt anything. Saphira.
Here's
I was
getting
opening the
chest, I
chest.
thought.
Can I?
Stealthily open the chest.
Yeah, open it quietly, nerd.
15.
Okay, so -3. This is gonna be interesting, guys, because of how the movement ended up.
That one.
What? Oh my
Assume
gosh,
that
that's
the
so funny.
Minotaur's about to be down
It's
this.
12. So I guess he just stays there. This is kind of weird because you guys don't see him on your end, but he's very, very close by. But
Even Lithian doesn't in that corner.
I'm trying to decide as a DM how I want to do this. Sorry.
You could roll
It's all right.
perception if you want me to.
Let us sneak attack him twice.
Here's what I'm going to decide to do. Lithian, you are technically right next to him because he's right there.
How do
Oh.
we?
Oh,
So
no.
you walked around the corner into him.
He
So,
invisible?
here's what I want you to do.
Or is he
Lithian, I want
facing
you.
the other way?
I
Yeah,
want
think
you.
he must be turned around.
Yeah.
He's like, where are these guys?
Yeah, so we're gonna do it like this. We're gonna see how the next round goes, and if the next round doesn't go well, then we'll have
We're
some
gonna
fun
try
here.
to sneak past him. We're all standing exactly behind his back, and as he turns around, we're like,
Some Scooby-Doo
A
shit.
lot smaller than I expected him to be.
It's because the largest don't fit in the maze. Otherwise, he'd be a large token.
"That's a great point." Actually, I didn't think
Yeah,
thought about
that was my problem. Otherwise, he totally was. Saphir,
Howard.
go ahead and roll a d6 for me for your treasure chest.
Does it poof the Minotaur to the other side
Um,
of the maze?
Everyone, for the purposes of the maze, so not battles, but for the purposes of this maze, you have your speed boosted +5.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
For
Lit.
the rest of this maze, it
Yeah.
will stack if you
So-
keep getting the treasure chests.
we have a permanent, forever applies to everything +5.
No. For the maze.
While we're in the maze, and really,
Yeah.
what is life except a maze,
maze,
of
yeah.
experiences?
All
And
right.
you said
That's
not
some Nero
combat.
shit right there.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Howard, what
Riddle,
do you guys
riddle me this.
What are you guys gonna do? The Minotaur is right fucking there. He's got his back to you, sniffing around.
I think that as Lithian kind of steps around and sees the Minotaur, he will immediately expend a psychic dice to be able to speak into everybody's head.
Yeah.
He rolled
Minotaur.
2, so he can't speak into everybody's head. So he will choose Nereus and Saphira and put his hand up to like stop Rohirri, and then say to the other two, "The Minotaur is right here. Don't move. Don't speak. Just hold and wait."
Mhm.
And I guess we'll just try to
So
have a round of like not doing
Well,
anything to see if he walks
If anybody
away.
wants to try to do anything to make it away, like the minor illusion, I will allow, for instance.
I think I got a good one that I think could help.
Go ahead.
I want to detect thoughts on him, and I'm telepathic.
Yeah.
By default, I can speak to everyone's mind. So I want to read his thoughts to see like where he's thinking of going, and direct people with my telepathy while that's going, so we can try to Scooby-Doo behind his back.
Okay.
Ooh,
Okay.
Also, if I
Yeah.
can either aid in that some way, or maybe someone can have advantage for this,
Yeah.
is I can use Mage Hand, which I believe, let me just double check my features, but I took Telekinetic
So you get it both.
as one of my feats, so
yeah.
I can do it as a bonus action, and I think...
Did Nero use our free verbal spell?
Yes,
yeah.
he did.
Yeah, I did.
Because
So yeah,
Rohirri has blindness, deafness.
Mage
Oh,
Hand,
damn.
you can cast it without verbal or somatic components. You can make it invisible. So he would use his telekinesis to basically aid Nereus by like picking up a stone or something and like throwing it or making it move in the opposite direction that we want the Minotaur to move.
Nice.
With the
Nice.
expenditure of resources, I will make this a -4 roll because resources have
great.
been expended for this.
Does he still have to do the wisdom save against my detect thoughts, or does it just work?
Oh, hold on. I'm sorry. Let me just make an executive decision based on. Oh, he's got a decent wisdom. Okay, yeah. Hold on. What's your save?
20.
No.
All right. And this normally detect thoughts is verbal, but this is my innate detect thoughts from a feature that I have for my telepathy feature. So
Uh-huh.
it does not have any components.
You got it.
So I use my detect thoughts from telepathic, and I'm checking his thoughts, and I'm
wait.
using my
So if that's by default nonverbal, does that mean I get the free verbal
Oh,
one?
I
for blindness?
thought
No,
you.
that
That
was
was
used-
the
it was
last.
used
That,
last
yeah,
round.
that was
Oh,
already
used last round, yeah.
unfortunately.
My bad.
All right.
Sorry, Mr. Jack was just saying something, but I will have to address that later. Sorry.
I'm just letting
I
everybody know
saw
where
it,
he's
I
going.
saw it.
The Minotaur. You can see him. His hooves being beat on the ground, and he's thinking, lots of space. I can charge right here. And you think he's talking about right in front of him.
But he's facing away from us, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I let everybody know that if we just wait This motherfucker's gonna run into the wall for fun. So probably just give him a breath.
But the stone will still help.
Yeah, I still throw the
Yeah.
stone off in the
Yep,
other
That
direction.
might
Alright.
make him want to charge in that direction.
Exactly. All right, let me.
I love the idea that like he has no clue that we're in here, and so he's
No.
just walking around the
Yeah.
labyrinth, being like, "The fuck was that a stone over there?"
Ah,
And then
okay.
just charging towards it. Like
Yeah.
someone shows up here maybe once every few months or
He's so
years,
bored.
but he
Yeah.
still has to check every
Yeah.
little sound that
Yeah.
happens.
I mean, no wonder he's gone mad.
All right, congrats. He moved away.
Sick.
Stupid minotaur.
Stupid
Stupid
quiet.
dumbass Minotaur.
All right, folks. Which path are you taking?
Well, probably
I
not
would say the
one that-
Minotaur less one.
Yeah, the one that
Yeah.
doesn't have a Minotaur in it.
All right. Within this path, you have 2 directions.
Probably not the one that goes back towards the Minotaur.
Yeah, probably this way.
You got
Yeah.
it. All right. Well, you guys are so smart. There's a red
Don't
orb
like
there.
I don't like the way she said
Oh.
it.
Go ahead and tell me what you're doing so I can do one more roll for the Minotaur.
Stealth.
I'm casting Dispel Minotaur.
No.
I got a 20.
Cool.
I would like to stay up here on the corner so I can be within sight of the Minotaur.
Okay.
And I would like to argue for using my mage hand to continue to lure him away. Deception.
Yep, that works for me.
Ugh. I got a 9 on my stealth.
Ooh, okay. What did you get on your stealth?
20.
20? Okay, so that negates. Good for you.
28 deception.
All right. I think we're at -3 to offset. Or no, how do I do that? Yeah, okay. Nice.
I will add a psychic die to that, making it -4.
Nice. Done.
I don't. That
No,
doesn't.
JK.
Unfortunately,
what is
it
a
isn't-
terrible
No.
roll? It's a terrible roll.
I
I'm
rolled
gonna
it.
get. I give them Wizard's Inspiration.
Well, I rolled a 20. So,
Oh, my whole.
Question.
yes.
Can portents be used on that roll?
Ooh, great question. Because I have 2 portents.
Yes, it can.
I turn it into a 7.
Okay, yep, he moves
Nice.
away.
Nice.
Good call. Good call.
High fives, Robbie Fast
Five,
X.
Boom.
10,
Boom.
20.
Something in my divine sight shows a Minotaur ramming itself up our asses, and I go, no. Cease.
Anything
right.
but that.
As you all approach this red orb, you see words float up to the surface. Only the calculating engineer may touch this orb. All others will perish.
Definitely Saphira.
Good luck. One of us is definitely an engineer.
Yeah.
Calculating. I feel like
Calculating is
arguable.
Yeah, I feel like
Debatable.
we're here. He's looking at it going,
Debatable.
I
Arguable.
might die.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't think anyone fits this description. We're doomed.
Oh my god.
All right,
Rohi-
Rohiri.
Rohiri strikes me as like the what's that? There's the joke about like I can do quick maths, give me anything, and then you give the wrong answer, like that's wrong, but it was quick.
Right. Rohiri's like an old school car mechanic. Like they just kind of know how it all works together, and sometimes they just hit shit, and it starts working again.
The engineer that
And
just
you're like-
shows up and knows where to smack on it so the sound
Yeah,
stops. Yeah.
Exactly. They just go up, and you're like, I don't know, there's a rattle back there, and they take out a wrench and smack the front of it, and they're like, all right,
What did you do? I stopped
Not
the
anymore.
rattling.
There's not.
it's all set.
Who's touching the orb?
I guess I'm touching the orb.
And you're dead. I'm just kidding.
Shit.
It was Saphira.
And here I was the only one that can cast Revivify.
Ugh.
Rohiri, as you blink, and all of you, and those of you who've done this before, you're once again kind of an observer onto this. And Rohiri, you are in Suolkana, in the
Boy, my favorite place to be.
and you recognize that you're in the I am so sorry. I forgot to write in my notes the name of this because I couldn't remember. You're in the Divine Parish, where all of the different kind of like temples and housing areas for each of the first ring gods is. And in the back of your mind, you can hear Kethik speaking to you. And he's laughing so hard. He sounds like he's about to burst a rib. Go on, Rohirri. Let's blow some shit up. I'll give you all the power you desire. Let's see. Archbishop Duskleys, he was so fast to rebuild. Do you think you can knock that down? Rohirri, you feel something powerful inside of you. And for this particular round, you do not expend any spell slots. And in fact, if you can name pretty much any evocation spell, you can cast it for free.
Oh.
Do Meteor Swarm.
Come on! That Duskleys guy really pissed you off. Let's blow it up again!
Am I wrong to think, even to Rohirri, this doesn't sound right for Kethik?
Well, here's what I wonder. Maybe Kethik hasn't been this extreme, but man, would it be nice if he was? I mean, Duskleys
Yeah.
is an asshole.
Yeah, it would.
All right. If not him, what about the graveyard that sees below? That place was full of zombies, wasn't it? You think you can knock it down again? Sorry, you think, let's see how many of those zombies you can get vaporized. Come on.
For what purpose?
For what you always do.
I
Knocking
blew
the
up a
walls
wall
down.
to build it better.
Yeah. Well, they're built and need to be built better.
So I'm trying to think of, like...
Rohirri's like, damn, that's good logic.
They do need to be built better.
Come on, let's have some fun.
I guess I'm trying to think of, like... when they rebuilt the walls, like, yeah, they did it quickly, but, like... would I know that it was done poorly or, like, decently?
Observe the walls. Make a perception check.
Shit. I almost lost my dice. Nat 20 for 24?
These walls do look better, actually. You're surprised at how quick they rebuilt them. You can sense there's more traps than usual. They really were trying to make it so you couldn't do it again. It's a challenge.
Oh, shit.
Hold on, I need to roll. Actually, is there anyone in there?
No, not in Duskleys' house, and the graveyard's just full of zombies.
Well, she's, I think, asking the voice that may or may not be Kethik.
Oh, sorry. Ah, no. I'm not gonna have you blow up my archbishop.
Because it sounded like you wanted me to do about 30 seconds ago.
No, I meant his house. Like last time. Don't you remember last time? Real big boom.
It was a pretty big boom.
It was a very big boom. How you want to make the big boom? I'll power you up.
Can I see any, like you said they're built better, but can I still, like, see any obvious flaws?
Oh, yeah. I mean, they did build them better, yeah. But you can see that they still seem to have the issue of needing seams.
Yeah.
So those things are just going to burst apart pretty quickly, especially with the firepower Catholic's going to give you.
They're still
Okay.
full of innocent.
I guess I'll put it this way. Is there a problem with the walls that has the ability to, like, be fixed in general? Because I don't think you can make them seamless.
I don't know. No one's tried. They should be better. But I guess besides that, I mean, even though they're built better, definitely it's made by something that probably can take a lot of blunt trauma, but any kind of piercing strike, you wonder, might be able to get through a little easier. It's like the difference between it can handle a hammer, but maybe not a knife.
It's a wall that can't handle a knife? That's
Well,
a shit
I
wall.
meant that metaphorically.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, that's a shitty wall that can't handle a knife. Definitely bring that down. How many innocent children are on top of the wall?
None that Rohiri can see.
That's
That's-
bullshit.
That wasn't the question.
That wasn't the question. That wall is full of innocent
I
kids.
need to check something, actually.
Right.
Is this a wall to the puppy orphanage?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
Duskley's house.
Yeah.
There's no puppy orphanage. There's no children.
Is
he-
Duskley having a dinner party with all of us inside of it?
Yeah. Did Duskley invite all
you
of the
you are
nuns
you
over?
are all watching from the outside.
Yeah, okay.
I cast X-ray
I'm
vision.
trying to find.
Kind of excited. I didn't get to see the railgun last time.
It's true.
True. I am sort of interested.
And none of this takes spell slots, so
Fuck, that's transmutation. Damn it.
I
Tell
mean
me.
I can allow it. It's fine.
Oh,
What is it?
Stone shape.
What?
Stone shape.
Go ahead.
Alright, yeah, I'll cast stone shape. There's not any flaws anymore.
You removed all the seams.
He shrugs. He sounds kind of bored. All right, the sea's below. All the zombies are underground.
God, this guy really wants.
Are they actually zombies or are they just corpses?
Does it matter?
Is it Halloween? Is
One
it Halloween?
a
and
threat,
these
the other
Alright.
one is just there.
These
You
are
you see
trick-or-treaters,
you
for sure.
see that the ground there is like shifting underneath the gravestones. The graves, I should say.
That's trick or treaters.
Oh no, that's the party, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, the
that's
party
not-
is seeing from the outside. Party is not
Yeah,
seeing from. Well, I guess you wouldn't
but-
know, but
She
Yeah.
can't see us though.
yeah. I mean, do you want to
Yeah.
look at the graves?
Sure.
A zombie tries to grab your leg and nom on it.
Alright, well, in that case it's getting railgunned.
All right. So you
Shit.
make your rail gun, and you you position it in the center of the graveyard, and then hightail it out of there. And there is a beautiful explosion of sparks as you hear zombies go rah, and they're vaporized.
That's sick.
It tried to eat my
Yes!
face.
That was
That-
pretty cool, actually.
That is great. All right. Next. Okay, you don't have to destroy it, but you know the empty pillar? I know, is Alka's place, but I gotta prove I can do this work without him. I want you to just have it thrown into the sky. It doesn't need to be destroyed. It'll come back down. It'll be fine.
Pillar works. If they're not immune to gravity, that's
Like,
not...
rock it up into the sky.
You want me to throw the empty space into the sky.
The empty pillar, yes. The empty pillar. It's a literal pillar.
I forgot the like actual pillar was there.
It's more of a stone block. A statue of Alka was originally on it. You guys learned, and then was taken away.
Yeah, it's the pedestal that Alka's statue used to stand on.
Yeah, and we're just
Yeah,
gonna
but
throw it in the
apparently
air.
It was too sad of a reminder that they
Yeah.
lost some things. They had to get rid of it.
But they left the podium because the contractor was very expensive.
Well, they said, I don't know if you remember, Lycilia
I
made a
don't.
joke about, oh, I thought that was to show that we were all, like, in this together and no one was above us.
Oh, that too.
What are you going to do about the empty pillar?
I'm looking up a spell. That is not what I was hoping for. Never mind.
Basically, it can't be, like, necrotic illusion. Any spell that's supposed to take a lot of, like, intelligence, he can't help you with. But, like, evocation, transmutation, conjuration, he got your back.
Cast legend lore.
No, wait, hold on. Nope, never mind. The thought's gone.
I think it's telekinesis. I bet you could upcast it to 9th level. And then you could probably throw fucking buildings with it.
Yeah.
Major illusion.
There you go.
No illusion spells, but
Oh.
Trying
I
to think
guess-
of a... Problem is, I feel like I don't know the spell that would be useful for this.
You can just describe to me what you want to do.
Oh,
You have unlimited power.
I do have a thought,
You
Okay.
cast
But-
earthquake.
but it doesn't feel very calculating is the problem.
It's okay. Tell me how you'd make it calculating.
Could
Well, see, the
upcast
spell that came
catapult.
to mind was catapult.
That's
yeah,
what I
I
was.
was. I mean,
that's what I
upcast
would-
that. Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. Just upcast catapult.
Maybe you could figure out a way to aim it that does it the way you want it to, or lands where you want it to,
Yeah, shoot it at the moon.
or have it land somewhere kind of funny.
Yeah. Like on the archpriest's car or something.
God.
And he goes, I only had one payment left.
So, just before I do this, because this sounds insane, you want me to, for lack of a better way to put it, yeet the remnants of the only statue to the god who it sounded like was your best friend?
Yes.
Sick.
I need to prove to him that I got this.
Sick.
It's gonna be fine. They can just, you know how much that has been eroded over the years? It's barely even the original version.
Kind of a ship of Theseus sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If you throw the podium of a god into the air so many times, is it even the same podium?
Yeah.
It's true.
Or is it just really fun?
I'm tempted to just stone shape again, actually.
Come on! You haven't barely used any power of mine.
Because maybe overwhelming power isn't always the best way to go about things.
Since when have you thought that?
Wait. Nope, that's not useful in this situation. Never mind.
I'm telling you, aim for the
Damn it.
moon. It'll be sick.
I was looking at creation spell, but it goes away after a certain amount of time. But I could make stone.
Doesn't he want you to throw it?
He does.
Yeah, I had an idea that didn't involve throwing it, though.
Oh, okay. You could stone shape it into a big middle finger.
You know what? Now I'm gonna calculate so it falls exactly where it started.
Woo!
There you go.
So you use that catapult spell, and it goes perfectly into the air. No wiggle, no side or anything. And then it just falls right in the center again, like it never left. That's how we do it. All right. Okay, Devra, goddess of strategy. She likes to always tell me that her strategies and plans can overcome any sort of opposition, but we're gonna see how true that is. We're gonna do something to her temple.
Nice.
You see, Devra's temple is full of traps and fun
Children.
ways where you can't get very close to it. The minute you're going to step to it, there's going to be an alarm that blares. And there are soldiers that guard a lot of places. He seems to want you to just make some kind of a statement that you can overcome the traps.
I'll tell you what overcomes traps.
As big as you want.
A nuclear
Now-
blast from a high orbit.
Let me ask you a question, Sarah.
Yeah.
Is this entire temple complex larger than a 40-foot radius?
40-foot radius?
Yeah.
Yes.
Meteor.
Okay, perfect. You can meteor swarm the shit out of it. Hit it
Oh.
right in the center, and you're not gonna hit any kids that are in there. You're gonna hit. Otherwise, fucking meteor swarm that shit. What if you upcast disintegration and just disintegrate the entire building?
Who's Kethik here?
Did you
put
say
on-
I
I
could
put on-
use this power for conjuration?
Yeah.
Nereus has moved over to the Catholic
Just
thing.
not
with
portals,
brain ideas.
please. Or you can use like inner portals, but we're not plane shifting, please.
Hold on. Did he say to send a message?
Yeah,
Conjure a giant signboard, flashing
ca-
lights above it.
just cast
Oh,
message.
okay. You can bring along objects as long as their weight doesn't exceed what you can carry. Is there like a throne or something in this temple?
Oh yeah. There's like
Right.
an altar to
I
to
I
do.
want to use creation to make a statue of Kethik, and then I'm gonna dimension door to the throne and put the statue on it.
You can hear the scrambling as confused Devra guards go running around being like, what the fuck is this? Where'd it come from? But Kethik is very amused. All right. Last one.
The orphanage.
Shut up. He leads you to a sight of people bustling around, and he leans in close. These people, they don't know the true meaning of danger. They've gotten soft without war to remind them. Show them why we build the walls.
They've gotten soft without. Good. That means we're doing our job.
He looks at you, just kind of with a frown. And I should say that like Kethik looking at you and talking to you is kind of more or less in your mind. By the way, it's not like people can see Kethik walking down the street.
Like, hold on.
Is that?
No way, right?
We don't. I didn't make you break walls and recreate them for people to be soft. I didn't have you do any of this so that you could be soft.
It's not about me being soft. It's about protecting them. And
Well-
if they can be soft, then we've done our job.
They don't understand what we're doing all this for, then what's the point?
Why do they need to?
So that they understand who's in charge here, who is being the ones that protect them. You haven't been going around blowing things up for me just because it's fun, so that people can be soft from it. You're doing
get
it to
it.
send a message.
So we can build better so they can be better protected.
Yeah. And we're going to have to keep doing it because someday we're going to be caught unawares by something and they're all going to die. And if they stay soft, they won't know what hit them. So we got to keep them on edge, keep them ready. You know, I thought if I waited long enough, I could finally make somebody like him. But I guess I'm just gonna have to keep trying. And as he says that, he leaves your mind, and suddenly all the damage that you had done, even though it wasn't much damage, something has gone on fire and smoke has encased around the city. No matter how careful that you were, fire does tend to have a mind of its own. You see guards from all sorts of domains. The first ring, Kethik's guards, to all kind of special guards approach you. Rohirri of Kethik, you are an endangerment to the people of Alkana. And then their voice transforms into the prophets that you heard before. You who uses knowledge of mechanics and architecture, all as playthings for your destructive force, all an excuse for progress. And then transforms back to the guard. You are under arrest. All the rest of you are finally back in your bodies as you hear people screaming, and things are on fire. And currently Rohirri is about to be put under arrest.
I think those guards are gonna get hard fucked, to be honest. So we need to find a way to put this fire out.
What will you do?
Oh boy.
I was gonna say, didn't I save her from this once already? I gotta do it again?
Yep, that's right.
Okay.
I have a really stupid question.
What's your question?
Does call lightning cause rain?
Ooh,
No,
does it? I don't think so.
Oh, call lightning. Oh, good question. Okay.
I think that it
Call
just
lightning.
does.
It says a storm
Better-
cloud appears.
Yes. A storm
Which to
cloud
me
appears.
implies rain, but I don't know.
You can have dry lightning technically. I just don't know
Yeah,
what this
I'm
says.
not gonna say. Here's why I'm going to say no. Call lightning is inherently a destructive spell, and that is what you are being judged for already.
There's a bunch of guards around Rohirri.
Yeah,
I
like
want
a
to cast
stupid
a
number.
hypnotic pattern.
Very good. Go ahead. I have to roll, don't I?
Yeah,
Yeah.
wisdom score. Oh, wisdom save DC 20.
Give me a second.
Also, Rohirri, I need you to also make a wisdom save DC 20.
Yeah.
I don't get to
Hey,
sculpt
look,
it.
I'm a cleric, alright?
Yeah.
Like, out of all of us.
Oh,
okay.
I think you do have
22.
advantage on charm saves though, so you're good. You made
I'm
it.
gonna argue because I rolled a 19 on the die, and I'm kind of making this up. I'm gonna argue that you were able to get half of the group, but not the full group. So some of them are hypnotized, and the rest are still going after Rohirri. Some of the stronger soldiers.
Quick question.
Yes.
Are there any, like, buckets or, like, anything around?
Pretty much if you go to any random houses, you're gonna find people that need buckets for all sorts of things.
Cool. I'm gonna animate every bucket I can to go fill itself with water and start dumping on the fire.
All right.
I will attempt to try and persuade the guards that right now the danger is the fire, not one single person, regardless of who they may be, and that they should be more concerned about protecting and saving citizens before apprehending anyone.
Make a persuasion check, please.
Wow! Natural 20.
All right, very good. So between Saphira, and your Saphira's hypnotism and Lithian your persuasion, now it looks like Rohirri is okay for now, but the fires need to be put out. Little animated buckets can only do so much, and people are screaming in terror. My house! I have a child inside and a puppy.
Oh shit! Not the puppy child house. Damn it! It says it right on the door.
That's rough.
Orphanage and animal rescue. God, it's a
Why do we
crazy
put those
thing.
together?
They should not do that.
Who's in charge of zoning in this city? Jeez.
Yeah.
That's definitely the first place that all the evil villains are going to.
Yeah, like, no, I want to know who the
Okay,
city
actually-
commissioner is. This is
And
nuts.
It's right next to the gate. That's a terrible idea. They can see it. I'm gonna use shape water. I'm gonna find a well and keep using shape water to refill the bucket brigade more quickly.
Very good.
And then you can also smother a fire, so I'm going to use telekinesis to pick up as many children as I can and rub them in the flames like you would a rag to put the fire out. Just
Sounds good. Hopefully not.
Because
with
this
Okay,
is this isn't my judgment, so I'm sure I can get away with whatever.
Rohirri,
Well,
go
everyone
ahead.
knows. Everyone
I'm
knows.
not sure. Can I use creation to make water? Pull with some shadow material from the Shadowfell to create a non-living object of vegetable matter within range, soft goods, rope, wood, or something similar. You can also use this spell to create mineral objects such as stone, crystal, or metal. The object created must be no larger than a 5-foot cube, and the object must be of a form and material you have seen before.
See, it's weird because they're all solid objects, so I'd say you can make ice.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe
Good enough.
maybe they don't say that because create and destroy water is its
Is a
own
spell. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. Yeah, so I'll just make blocks of ice for, like, people to turn into water.
Although, wait, does Rohirri still have like the unlimited spell casting shit going on?
No.
Oh, okay.
Nope. Kethig is gone now.
Because I was going to say you could just because you're a cleric, you could just upcast, create water to 9th level, and that would make 90
I don't
gallons.
create water is the problem.
Yeah, but if you had the unlimited spellcasting
Yeah.
thing still going on, I
Oh,
figured
yeah.
it wouldn't matter.
All right. So between all of your efforts together, you do manage to beat down the fires and get Rohirri out of jail. And as you all come forward together, you all hear Rohirri, the calculating engineer, and the reckless soldier. It is finished. And you all return into the labyrinth.
I just want it to be clear that in the vision, Lithian didn't do any like manual labor. He just kind of
Right.
commanded people to like go around and do
Right.
stuff.
Yeah, I noticed.
Okay.
You took the. Yeah. It's good to have a leader.
Thank you. Thank you.
When are we
Miriam.
gonna
Yes.
meet them?
As soon as you open your eyes.
Um,
I play my tuba. Wah, wah,
I
wah.
think what we're gonna do is we can. Well, do you guys want to end here for now, or you want to do like one more round of traveling?
Do one more round of traveling.
I
I'm-
actually
You need to go?
do have a yes.
Okay.
Well, I think it makes sense to end here anyway because
Yeah.
Yeah,
we
right
just
off the
do-
end of